To the gear shed, got another review for you. This is a Boreas buttermilks 55. Now my never-ending quest to find a backpack that's light, comfortable, not too big, and got just the right amount of features. So you would have seen me with the Montane Ultra 55, the Lightning Expert Lightning 60, and then I've tried this one. And this one here I got off the internet, off eBay. It's brand new without tags. Read a few reviews on it. People say, yeah, it could carry up to about 15 kilos, yada, 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 yada. It's a very interesting pack, and I kind of really like it. With all these packs, there's things about them that I love, but mostly they don't carry very well. The harnesses of them, you know, there's so many good bits about them, and then they're just let down by real stupid mistakes from designers. This one is just so close. Just so close. We'll have a quick look on the outside, then I'll discuss the frame and the harness to give you an idea. Now it's a very clean pack. There's not a lot of things hanging on the outside. It's basically one big compartment. There's no top pocket. There's stretchy side pockets on the side here, on each side, and then you have a big sort of like almost a shovel pocket in the front here that's connected up. A little pocket just hidden under there. There's another little pocket there. You can put your doohickeys and bits and pieces in it. So the things I like about it, it's really streamlined. So there's not a lot of shit hanging off it. The daisy chains are actually hidden under these little flaps, which is very clever. So it has a very nice clean profile, which I like with the pack. Don't want a lot of things hanging off it and extra bits and pieces that are dangling and straps and stuff. The compression straps are quite clean as well. You can see on the sides there, there's just a couple. Follow the line, so it's very well thought out on that regard. Couple of problems with it. Top pocket is not roll top at all. Some websites mention it's roll top. It's not. It's just a draw cord. So, and they've got this little flap here that's supposed to cover that. Now this is not a particularly overloaded pack at the moment with all the crap I've got in it to test the weight. So you will get a hole where the water will come through. It comes with a rain cover, which to me, rain covers are basically totally utterly worthless, so I never use a rain cover. And the other thing is, if you want to put a tent or something on the top of it, your rain cover won't fit. Or, you know, roll mat, if you want to use a foam roll mat, foam roll mat or something like that, you're going to struggle with it. It's going to be a waste of time. So you are going to get water into this pack, so you need to plan accordingly. So you get a dry bag. If I was going to keep this pack, which I'm not, I would put a roll top closure on it. Just to do it. So that's an oversight to me. Pretty simple fix to a stupid problem that they've created. There's kind of no excuse for that as far as I'm concerned, especially in this day and age. Come on guys, got computer design, everybody's got a degree, you could have bloody work it out. So now let's go to this harness. Okay, so essentially it has like a ridge foam, almost like a ridge rest, like a thermos ridge rest inside, but it's a lot more sort of profound. It's a little bit like the back pads sections we had on the Montane Ultralight 55. This is more substantial, has got a frame in it. It has basically a plastic stiffener that slides into a sleeve at the back of this pack underneath this foam section. And that's basically a plastic sheet that's shaped, comes down to sort of, you know, tapers down to the bottom here, and it's got a nice kind of die cut pass in it to lighten it up. It also has an aluminium stay that basically runs around the outside of this, and essentially what it is it's like a module. So it's a fabric piece that's sewn onto the plastic piece, and that has a zipper at the top, and that frame goes around it inside the fabric, if I make any sense. I won't get it out because it's kind of irrelevant really. And there's also an aluminium stay that runs across that pad section here. So you can take it all out and just have this foam back. The slight problem with it, for me, here's the aluminium stay that goes around the inside of the pack. It turns out this is hollow and you can't bend it. So it's never, if your back is not going to be that shape, nothing's ever going to change that. And so what I found with this, the issues I've had with it is that obviously I can't get it to fit my back because of the shape of it, and it means the top of the pack fits really badly actually. I can't seem to get it close enough into my back here, and it is the right size and everything. I've double checked that. And so it causes the back of the pack to come up and actually bend away from you. So centre of gravity is quite a fair way away. Now the other issue with this pack is the hip belt. Let's get out of the sunlight for you. Sorry about all the jogginess. I can take this out. What I've done is taken it out and actually stuck a tent pole down that plastic stiffener and cable tied it to some of the cutouts, and that actually transfers the weight quite well down to the hip belt. The problem is the hip belt is just, personally, for me, is a complete fucking waste of time. It's way too soft. There's no stiffness in it at all, as you can see there, compared to the, like before, if you look at my other reviews, compared to the Lightning. So how's this supposed to transfer any weight to your hips? The other thing is that although the straps are quite long in the front here, and I'm about a 36 to 38 inch waist depending on what sort of trousers I'm into, so that goes around me with plenty of space. In fact, when I've got it done up with any load, I like to try and keep it on my hips. Ooh, it's basically done up like this with very little gap between it. So the problem is that this hip belt itself is not long enough, so it doesn't wrap around your hips. It finishes sort of your hip bone about here somewhere, which means to tighten it up enough to keep it onto your hips, stop it sliding down, these two very nicely placed buckles that are made out of hard plastic dig into your hips. Okay, dig into your hips, into your stomach. Right, so that's not particularly pleasant. And you can really feel that digging in it. It seems to me quite bizarre that they've just ended it with that instead of having this sort of up in here somewhere over the top of the padding. Let's have a quick look at this X-Ped here that I'm sending back as well. See how what they've done is their buckle is actually behind, or sorry, in front of some padding. So there's padding in behind it there. So that's not digging into your body, whereas this, there's no padding behind that buckle. It's just the strap. So, I mean, if this had a bit more substantial hip belt, that's extended a little bit further, and the back panel had a moldable aluminium stay in it, I'd keep this pack. The rest of the harness is pretty comfortable. People go on about, oh, it's going to pump air through and keep the air back. Well, it's not going to do a hell of a lot with this back panel, I wouldn't think. There's been a lot of comments about this mesh not being that durable, which is one of the concerns I did have. Mind you, with most of these packs, what's very frustrating is that I think the crazy thing is these manufacturers do they ever read YouTube reviews or reviews of their product that are reviewed by people that actually brought them and own them, not were given them to review, because everybody complains about pockets falling apart, because this pocket material, it's all very, very soft, easy to rip if you go off a trail. Same with these side pockets, they're made out of butter on all these packs. This one, the X-Ped, for instance, the X-Ped stuff, it's just too small. This is what you have on, Jesus, I don't know, that's the lining of a pocket and a pair of trousers, really. It's not very strong. And they'll go, oh, well, some people do destroy it. So, so this one, a few issues with the frame. So this is actually a tuber aluminium frame. It's very, very light, so you'd have to be, if you did actually put a reasonable amount of weight in it, I mean, they're saying 15 kilos can be carried comfortably in this pack. I've got 10 in it now, and it's marginal with this hip belt. This hip belt doesn't do a hell of a lot because of this design. It's, as I said, it's too soft. So, yeah. This one, I'm going to put on eBay and sell. I mean, I'm trying to source a new frame for it. So far, the company's been pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna sell it because it's new with tags. I haven't used it, but it's not going to fit me. So that's pack number 3. That's a no-go. So I'm not down to very many more choices out there. And what's very interesting is that the weights of stuff are slowly sliding up. So we had the X-Ped here, that was 1.1 kgs. This is 1.325 or something like that. The next pack I'm looking at, which I will hopefully with next few weeks getting it, which is the Montaigne Grand Tour 55, which, unlike the Ultra Tours version, has a decent frame, and it has actually an aluminium spar frame, and it looks like it's got a lot of padding. It's got a reasonably stiff hip mount. Downsides with it, it still has these stupid pockets on the front that have been, if you read reviews, they're really prone to ripping and getting holes in them. So yes, we will see. This pack is so close. I wanted this one to fit. What I read about it, had reasonably good reviews. People go, oh, it's got a really stiff hip belt that transfers weight. I don't know what they've been using to think that's a stiff hip belt. Maybe they've just been using something with just a strap. I don't know. Oh, sorry. So the question goes on. I will, get rid of this one. Not much use to me. I'll stick it on eBay once I get this frame back, and we'll soldier on for the next one. So hopefully, fingers crossed, what that going to be? What, 4th time lucky? Realistically, after that, we've got no more options for a pack that size that doesn't weigh a ton. And if the Grand Tour doesn't fit, I'm just going to keep my old one, because everything I read on these packs, there's so many different issues with them. And what's interesting is that they don't seem to address them, and they're blatant. Like when you look at it, like this thing here with the hip belt, everybody's saying this hip belt's really small, and that's an issue. So companies will make things and then they never look at the reviews and never look at the feedback, and never change. And so I think that's, in this day and age, that's just kind of unacceptable, really. If you can't make a good product, and then if you accept criticism and stuff to change it, would be good. I mean, this guy here, if you look online, after I got this pack, I looked online and I heard about people having issues with it, and the shoulder straps are not very good, and this back panel digging in the back and all the rest of it, and how the majority of people say there's no way you can put 20 kilos into it. So the problem is you have to get these companies and not take their word for it, and look around. All right, guys, so that's the Boreas 55, Buttermilks 55. Multi-day backcountry pack, right? Simple, comfortable, lightweight. Not really. Cheers for that, guys. So remember to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Cheers.